In this video, we'll be talking about something that used to be a huge and important part of Adopt Me, and now, well, there's not really anything new involving it for the past very many months, and of course, this is Adopt Me codes. Every time it was a holiday, there used to be new codes, and every time something happened, there used to be a new code. If it was something big that happened, and codes were like super huge, there were so many YouTubers doing videos on Adopt Me codes, and there were so many Adopt Me things involving codes. But now, there's not really any of that anymore. Whenever you go to press the codes button, instead of opening up the codes menu, it just says follow us for news and memes, and then it shows their Twitter and their YouTube. So the codes button doesn't bring up the codes menu anymore, it just says their Twitter and YouTube account. Codes in Adopt Me were originally introduced around the release date, but a little bit after, I'm pretty sure. I think the first Adopt Me code was Let's Adopt, and it was for 50 bucks on September 23rd, 2017. That means that since then, and then all the way to like 2019, there were new codes. I'm pretty sure the last code was like sub B think, or it was something about Discord. Those were the most recent codes, but that was kind of a long time ago. They haven't really added any new codes since. But why did Adopt Me remove codes? Well, the most likely reason is because of, well, you know how there's the cash register at that time, and now there is still the hot dog stand and the lemonade stand, so people can give each other bucks. You could use the codes on an alt and then get bucks and then give those to your main account. So if someone wanted to get something that was in the new update, instead of actually having to farm for it, they could just make a few alts and then give the money to their main, and then they would be able to get whatever is in the new update. So they most likely removed codes because of that. It was basically just a way for people to farm bucks. That wasn't really something that Adopt Me wanted to happen, because of course Adopt Me wants you to actually get the stuff legitimately. Like whenever there were codes were just a nice thing that you're supposed to use to get a little bit more bucks in the game. But then people started like making alts and stuff, and then that's probably why they removed codes. But you're supposed to like have to play the game, where every now and then you can get the 20 bucks for free, and then you can get some more if you do the tasks for your pet and stuff. So like, people were kind of abusing the code system to get a whole bunch of extra money, and there's no way Adopt Me could really fix that. I guess there is though. Like, they could have made it so that your Roblox account had to be at least maybe a week old to be able to use codes, so that 99% of people who legitimately get stuff from codes and are not like using alts to farm it would probably be good with that, and then people who are using alts to farm it, well, it would just be very hard for them because they'd have to wait an entire week, and by then they probably wouldn't feel like making any more alts at that time, because, well, it wouldn't really be fast, it would be really slow, and you'd have to wait 2 weeks to just get a little bit more from codes, and it would just be way better to actually farm everything yourself. Anyways, that's the most likely reason why codes were removed. There are also some other possibilities, like maybe they just felt codes were not really something that they wanted to have in their game anymore, and it was completely unrelated to alts and things like that. So they could have maybe just wanted to make it so that you could only get stuff by playing the game, and that you can't get anything by codes anymore, just because they felt like having them in the game isn't such a good idea. And there are a few smaller reasons that would take a while to explain. Every single update, people were thinking that codes might come back and there might be a new update code, but hope was slowly lost about codes coming back every single time that a big update happened or a big event was going on, and there were no new codes. But I do have some good news. If they wanted to completely remove codes, then the code button still wouldn't be there. So I think at some point they're probably going to add codes again. I don't know when though, but the codes button is still here, and you can still click it, but it just says this for now. So I actually think codes are probably going to come back at some point, because they still have the code button here, and it's not entirely removed from the game. Another possibility is they might have a new codes update. So imagine if Adopt Me said codes in the title, and then that was like the main part of the update, and then Adopt Me would probably get millions of players and break all of its previous records, Because if codes were added back, so many people would just join to use the new code, and there'd be so much hype for that update and stuff. If they did do that, they'd probably do some other things in that update, because if they just did codes, then you would join the game, put a code or two in the code menu, and then you'd have done everything in the update in just a minute or two. They'd probably add some more stuff in the update, but if they focused on that as just the main part of the update, they'd probably get a lot of players. Let me know in the comments what you think about codes and Adopt Me. I think codes would be very nice if they added them back. They could definitely do some other things though to ensure people wouldn't abuse the code system, like make it so your account has to be maybe at least a week old to be able to use codes, and maybe also have it so that whenever you do use codes, it makes sure you only use them on one account somehow, or something like that. But they could definitely do some things to make it so that codes would be good and they could possibly be added into the game again. Now for the second part of the video. There have been some YouTubers making videos on all Adopt Me codes, even though codes are completely removed from the game. Well, not completely removed, there's still the icon, but there's no code menu, there are no active codes. So I'm going to be testing whatever ways or whatever codes the YouTubers are saying that are currently working in the game. Now I can almost guarantee you, 99% sure, none of these are going to work, because there haven't been any codes since like 2019, and there have been YouTubers making videos on Adopt Me codes every single update, even the Halloween update. So I'm going to be testing them and seeing if somehow they actually work. Okay, so the first one, I have to join a VIP server, and I am in my VIP server, so I guess that's good. And apparently, you have to type in the chat, spawn $1,000. No, it didn't work, obviously. Like, how is that even a code, though? I guess, like, you say it in the chat, so it could be a code you say in the chat, but obviously, that's not gonna do anything. Don't fall for that kind of stuff, though. Like, if you see on YouTube, whoa, new Adopt Me codes working 2020, get big millions of bucks, that's not gonna actually do anything. Because, well, if you press the Twitter icon, if the code menu doesn't open up, then that means that there are no codes. Next code. Well, if you press the code menu, it does nothing. I'm pretty sure that this video I'm watching, someone literally just edited the old code menu over and then made it pretend to be redeemed. But, like, you can't even open the code menu, so that automatically doesn't work. Literally all of the other code videos I've found either are people just saying stuff in the chat that, well, obviously doesn't work, and also people that literally just, like, edited a code menu over here and then pretended to redeem some codes, and some of them are so badly edited and cropped and stuff that it's so obviously fake. There are no codes for Halloween, and there are no codes in the game at all right now. The only codes that will ever be in the game past right now are going to be there if they actually do make the code menu do something. So you can literally just see if there are actually codes by pressing the code menu, and if it doesn't open up, then there are definitely no codes. But I'm really hoping that they add codes back, because they were such a nice feature in the game, and they even hyped up the updates a lot more, because everyone was wondering what the update code would be, and then they got some free bucks in the update, and they joined at like the beginning of the update to use the code, so more people played the updates, and there's just a lot more hype whenever codes were in the game. There still is a whole bunch of update hype, but that was even bigger whenever codes were here. So really hoping they add codes later, but if they ever do add codes, I'm definitely going to do a video on them. So make sure to subscribe with notifications on for more Adopt Me videos, like the video, and I'll see you all next video.